Hey guys, Paul with Safari Reptiles here, and today I thought I would show you guys some really cool colubrids that we're working with here at Safari Reptiles. And none is probably cooler than these neon blue red-sided Californian garter snakes. These guys, as you can see, are just tiny little guys. This is actually the biggest one of all the ones we got. Brought these guys in from the States, and they're just so cool looking. These snakes are absolutely beautiful. For those of you who aren't into garters or don't like these snakes, you guys have got to be crazy to not find this stunning little animal just super cool. There's not many snakes in the snake world that have the colors these guys do. Very beautiful snakes. This one's actually feeding on pinky heads right now. Actually, they pretty much all are. Unfortunately, we have only 2 females and a bunch of males. But if you guys are in Canada and you're looking to get any of these, we have quite a few males available, and we're thinking about letting go the female that you're now about to see feed on a rosy minnow. So we will have a pair for sale and a bunch of males. So let us know if you're interested in these guys. They're super cool. Alright guys, so keeping up with the theme of cool colubrids, this next girl I'm about to show you is one of my favorite in the collection here at Safari Reptiles. This is an albino African house snake, and I just find the pattern and the color on this snake to be absolutely phenomenal. Really like the orange on the yellow on this thing. And there's her head right there. African house snakes are so underrated, it's crazy. These are probably the funnest snakes to feed in the world. For how small these guys stay, you would actually be surprised how hard they hit the rodent off the tongs. So these are definitely some of my favorite snakes to work with, and this female is just absolutely stunning. Super easy to take care of these guys. They'll eat when in shed, they'll eat whenever basically. They're not aggressive whatsoever, at least none of the ones that I've worked with so far. They're all just super tame, really easy to handle, and it's a cool beginner snake because they're really easy to take care of. You know, something different from your corn snake that you could either get your child or yourself. You know, just a real cool snake that stays small. You know, this snake is going to be fine in probably a 20 gallon for a female, and maybe even smaller, like a 10 gallon for a male, for their whole lives. So these are not snakes that are going to take up a lot of space, and like I said, very rewarding species to work with. Super beautiful. Alright guys, now in this bin I have our first clutch that we've ever produced of African house snakes. And most of them should have shed by now. Oh, there's some over here also. And these babies have yet to feed, but we haven't really tried yet. You guys can see they're tiny. Still huge compared to those garter snakes from before though. But here they are. And that baby just seems to be attacking the paper towel over and over again. So that one will probably eat really well for us. Now we're probably gonna have to start these guys onto pinky pieces, just like the garter snakes. But they may be able to take really small pinkies. But again, African house snakes are just super cool. Even the regulars are very nice. You know, that nice rich brown color, and then you guys could see the speckling up the neck. Really nice little snake. Very cool. Probably my favorite of the smaller snakes, with the exception of hognose probably. Alright guys, this next snake I'm going to show you is actually a beast considering what it is. Now, if you don't know what these guys are, you're probably going to think, well, that's a pretty small snake. And these snakes do stay really small. But this female I actually am about to show you is absolutely huge for a hognose snake. You guys can see that this hognose female is massive. You know, I have big hands, and you guys could just appreciate how thick she is. She didn't breed for us this year, unfortunately, This is a het albino female, but we're hoping that she goes for us next year and produces some baby albinos for us. As you can see, she's definitely the right size for breeding, and she eats like a champ. Hognose snakes are some of my favorite snakes. I find it's another excellent starter snake. Some people are put off by the fact that they're rear fang venomous, but honestly, I've never been bit by one. Usually, if they are having a bit of attitude, they're only gonna strike at you with their mouth closed. So they're big fakers, really. Super cool snakes, and with the different morphs and pattern mutations coming out, this is probably going to end up being one of the most popular snakes in the pet trade, just because they're so easygoing, really easy to take care of, stay small, and they come in beautiful colors. So I think you guys will be seeing a lot more hognose in the future. So I figured we'd end this video with a bang, and that is by showing you one of the coolest colubrids on earth, in my opinion, and that is our pair of Rhino Rat Snakes. These guys are awesome. This is the male, and he's a lot smaller than the female that I'll show you in a sec. You could see he has started to turn green. These guys are really cool because when they're born, they're actually all gray, and then the green bleeds through as they get older. And the kind we have are going to end up being somewhat of a more turquoise color than green, actually. And they were both produced by Jeff Moniz of Exclusive Snakes, who is renowned up here in Canada for producing just some awesome colubrids. So the male is actually a little bit less friendly than the female. We don't really tend to handle either of them, so that's probably why they're a little bit jumpy. Otherwise, from all the videos I've seen, these guys are really easygoing. And even this guy, if I go in with a hook and I take him out, he'll be really easy to handle also. But really, really cool. And that appendage that's on the tip of their nose, their horn, if you will, is actually really soft. It's not hard at all. So that's the boy. For those of you that really like green trees, but are maybe afraid of getting into them, a Rhino Rat Snake may be for you. I actually find Rhino Rat Snakes to be cooler than green tree pythons just because they're a little bit more active. And I find them to actually look nicer, especially once they get to adulthood. And they're going to get about the same size. You know, with obviously Rhino Rats get a little bit smaller. But here's a female. And you guys can see she is way bigger than the male. And she is very, very beautiful. I love how you get to see the black between the scales. These guys are just awesome. She's feeding right now on adult mice. And maybe once she gets a little bit bigger, we'll offer her some rats. But for now, she's doing fine growing on just mice. And yeah, these are really awesome colubrids. Another thing that's really cool about them is they hardly require any heat. And these guys, much like, again, the garter snake you saw before, when they were born, they were very, very small. And were actually feeding on rosy minnows in their water bowls. But both of them are now used to taking frozen thawed rodents. Colubrids to me are very fun, especially the ones we have here, just because they're all super good feeders. You know, unfortunately, with the rise of the ball pythons and all the other boids, a lot of people have stopped working with the many cool colubrids, such as the Rhino Rat Snake, the hognose, the African house snake, things like that, which is a real shame because honestly, they're absolutely incredible species to keep. I would recommend colubrids to anyone, really. I mean, most of them are really easy to keep and make for awesome display snakes because they tend to be a lot more active than boas or pythons. So, but that's the video, guys. I don't want to talk too much. Just leave you guys with this image here. This beautiful turquoise snake hiding in, well, the brush, I guess. Anyways, guys, don't forget to like the Safari Reptiles Facebook page and the Five-Toed Geckos Facebook page. Thanks, guys. Take care.